The guard is the first line for your defense. A solid guard will protect your head and will protect your torso, and it will improve even your balance. Your arms will help you to balance your body, will help you to strike stronger kicks, and will help you to block the opponent's kicks. The course you are going to watch in this membership is not about street fight or ETF or MMA. It will be entirely focused on WT Taekwondo. So it's everything about strategies to score more points than your opponent, dodge your opponent's kicks, and block the opponent's kicks. So it's about the sport and not the fight or martial art. And if you are looking to improve your fighting style for this sport and to win more fights, this is the perfect course for you. So this first chapter is about the stance. The modern taekwondo is a lot different from MMA or box. We are not going to play with hands on our face because we are going to uncover our body. Indeed, we are going to use a more inclined stance, and we are not even to defend our head in most cases. We are going to use our front arm to protect our body, our torso, and we are going to use the back hand to kick a stronger kick to balance our body, to protect our torso, and sometimes we are going to protect our head. So the front arm is mainly a defensive tool to protect the torso, to protect the head, and to block the opponent's kicks. Instead, the back arm is a tool to balance our body and to protect from a middle kick or high kick. So to keep an inclined stance, we have to know how to use our feet. And we have two different defensive styles, the aggressive one and the defensive one. The defensive one is the common inclined stance, where our feet are probably larger than our shoulder because we want to set 70% of our weight on the back leg. So we can easily strike with our front leg. And to perform a lot of side kicks and calf kicks, we need that our feet are parallel, so are facing the same side, and the toes are pointing outward. This type of stance, even if it is horrible to watch for other sports or the fighting style, this is one of the best for taekwondo, because we can easily keep the center of the tatami when we are in the middle of the tatami. It's very hard to unbalance our body, and we can easily block every type of technique from the opponent. So it's a mere defensive style. So the best spot to use this guard is when we are in the center of the mat or we push the opponent in the corner. When we have the opponent in the corner, we can assume this defensive style and we can block and pressure the opponent in the corner. So if he tries to go aggressive on you, you can easily block his action and keep in the corner and pressure his mind. If you are winning on the last seconds, this is the guard that you have to use, because it will allow you to, as I told you already, to block the opponent aggression, so you can easily keep your advantage. On the contrary, if we are going to use this type of guard when we are in the corner, when we can't easily move, we are going to suffer a lot. Because even if this is a stable position, the opponent can easily kick us out of the mat. So it's not a good idea to use a defensive style when we are pressed in the corner. In those cases, it's much better to use an aggressive guard that is more similar to MMA. So we are going our foot that are not on the same line, that are facing our opponent, and there is like half a meter or more distance from one foot to the other one. Another aggressive stance is like the previous one, but we have one foot that faces the opponent and the other one that is facing a side. The first aggressive stance is used mainly when we are in a clinch, of course, because we can't use a defensive style in that cases, or when we are in the corner, because we can easily clinch and we can easily escape from that position when we assume this stance. Remember that the defensive style is a little bit harder to move on these sides, but it's very easy to move, to step in and step out with the defensive style. Instead, with this aggressive guard, you can easily move around the map. It will help you to move easily and dodge easier, but it exposes you to high kicks because your foot doesn't allow you to have an inclined stance. And for the defensive style, our weight should be on the back leg. So 70% of our weight is on our back leg and 30% on the front leg. How can we use our hands for the guard? Now, probably every combat athlete will cringe at what I'm going to say right now, but having an eye guard in taekwondo is not a good idea. Remember that taekwondo is a point scoring game. We don't need to kick a lot our opponent's face. We are not going to use punch to kick the opponent's face, and the only way to hit and score the head is using our legs. So it's much easier to keep our heart down, and block the opponent techniques than even have the eye guard and get a lot of torso techniques. And this is the reason why high level there are very few people that keep an eye guard. What happens in high levels is that the front end, whatever it is, right or left, based on the stance, is a defensive tool. So they are going to use it to block the opponent's side kick, they are going to use it to block the opponent roundhouse kick, and they are going to use it to block the opponent head kicks. So you are going to move it up and down as you wish. Instead, the backhand are going to protect mainly the torso, but is a tool to balance our body and kick stronger. Of course, in this video, I'm not talking about specific case, because if you are going to take a specific case, probably we need an high guard or maybe only a low guard, but this is a general guideline for defense in this sport. Of course, depending on the situation, we are going to use the hand, we are going to raise our hand, or we are going to lower our hands. But what I recommend for newbies and beginners is to keep the front hand at the mid level, so don't lower it, don't even keep it higher too high. Search for a middle position that allow you to block high kicks, because they are going to hit you a lot your head with side kicks, with high kicks, and at the same time keep it in a middle spot because you want to block side kicks. So you want to lower it and then go back. You have to be very fast, you have to learn as fast as you can to lift your hand and lower it as fast as you can, because in your fight there are a lot of people that are going to strike with side kicks and high side kicks, and it's even a good idea to block those techniques. And the reason why you need to be very good to block your opponent techniques is not just about scoring points and avoid the opponent score points on you, is because it's about your safety. The less techniques get on your body, the less damage you get, and the less are the chance that you get an injury, so you can continue to practice for longer time. And it's very important to know how to block high techniques. Instead, the back arm for beginners, I advise to keep an high guard, because you are going to get a lot of high roundhouse kick, so it's even a good idea to keep an high guard and a middle guard with the front arm. In the next video, we are going to talk about the footwork.